This is John 1:15 through 28. Let's go. So John the Baptist, not the author of the book, John bore witness about him, Jesus, and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me because he was before me." John is pointing to them that Jesus, this Messiah, is not just a guy who lives around the block, who's probably somebody you should listen to, that he existed before he was here. He's making that point along with John, the apostle who's writing this book. Verse 16, "For from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace, the goodness of God upon the goodness of God. For the law was given through Moses, the rules of the Old Testament and how to relate to God was given through Moses. Those are a good thing. But grace and truth came through Jesus Christ, the new covenant, the new relationship with God, the fulfillment of the law. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, God the Father, face to face." Here's another way that John makes it really clear that he says Jesus is God. Verse 18, "No one has ever seen God. The only God who was at the Father's side," it's talking about Jesus. "No one has ever seen God." Done. "The only God who is at the Father's side has made him known." He keeps calling Jesus God over and over again. When people say the Bible doesn't say Jesus is God, they just haven't read it really. He says it right here. The only God who is at the Father's side, who is also God, has made him known. Verse 19. "This is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, 'Who are you?' Because John's out there baptizing people. Crowds of folks are coming. John said, verse 20, he confessed, he did not deny, but confessed, 'I am not the Christ.'" Don't look at me. I'm not the one you're looking for. And they asked him, "Well, what then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." They're looking for people from the Old Testament that are prophesied to come. So they said to him, "Who are you?" "We need to give an answer to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself?" Verse 23, he said, "I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness, 'Make straight the way of the Lord,' as the prophet Isaiah said. I'm simply making known he's on the way. I'm clearing the path." Verse 24. "Now they had been sent from the Pharisees," religious order of the time, a religious and political party of the time, and big enemies of Jesus. "They asked him, 'Then why are you baptizing if you are neither the Christ nor Elijah nor the prophet?' John answered them, 'I baptize with water, but among you stands one you don't know.'" Jesus was in the cut, quiet. Verse 27, even he who comes after me, the strap of whose sandal I am not worthy to untie. I'm not even fit to touch his shoes." These things took place in Bethany across from the Jordan where John was baptizing. Couple of thoughts up, in and out here. What does John's humility say as he points us up to worship Jesus? He's like, I'm not him. I'm not the one you need to be looking at. He's around you. He came before me. I'm not even worthy to untie his sandals. The crowds of people are coming to John, and John had a great opportunity to say, "Look at this, man, I'm pretty important." He didn't do that. So what does his humility do as far as pointing us to worshiping God over worshiping self? We can learn a lot about that. Another piece here, in this end part, there are people coming. We learned this from other gospel accounts and stuff. There are people coming to be a part of what he's doing. His goal is to make way the name of the Lord, to make straight the path for the Lord, and to baptize people and bring them into fellowship and obedience that God is coming. There's a community coming around the promised Messiah who's about to show up. So do we too surround ourselves in community that are going in the same direction, that are looking for Jesus to be who he said he is? The good note here is to surround ourselves with good gospel community that's going in the same direction. Here's the out. Who can you intentionally point to Jesus rather than yourself today? John is pointing the people coming to him to Jesus. He's pointing the Pharisees and the religious folks to Jesus, saying, "Go look at him. Don't look at me. I'm not the Christ. Don't worry about who I am. Look at God." How can we do that with our neighbors, our friends, even our enemies? So, invitation and a challenge for us today. What are areas that God is inviting us into closer relationship with him, and not areas where we're looking to be fulfilled in self, but we're looking to be fulfilled in him? How is God inviting you to a closer relationship to him today? Here's a challenge. Perhaps you need to pull away from looking for ways to build yourself up and look for ways to exalt God with your life. What's the way you can do that for yourself? What's the way you can encourage somebody else to do the same? I hope that's helpful for you. Let me know what you come up with. Hit me up.